No, Captain. They're alive.
Captain, urgent news from the General.
Why not really blow it up, Captain?
Captain Claw, barking into hostile environment. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
Captain. Oh, Captain. My
15 minutes. I don't know the exact time, but 59 should be pretty close. This might be in there because of the time that we need.
Sure.
Hello. Welcome back to another Captain's Log. I'm excited. It was fun. The last one was a lot of fun. Super fun. We have 59 minutes on the clock. And last one we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about fatigue. That was a big one.
That's probably the biggest topic, yeah.
The new formats. We talked about that.
We talked about Band Quest. We talked about our journeys into Unmatched.
Right.
Kind of got us in, what we like about Unmatched, what we don't like, which, if you haven't watched it,
yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, there's not much that we don't like, though, about Unmatched.
So we're going to start this next one off with some questions from our Crockpots, so our patrons. And so the first question...
A word from our sponsors.
Yeah. The first question is from Vlas, so Vlasinski. And Vlas asks, do our wives support us in Unmatched? Do our wives support us in Unmatched? And then also maybe the channel. So he said, do they support us in this? I believe this is referring to Unmatched, but it could be in like making
maybe
videos.
More in the videos.
So
yeah.
What do you think?
So my wife is very supportive of, especially the making of the videos and stuff. I mean, she's in general supportive of us playing Unmatched. Not as long as it doesn't like cut into one-on-one time, which we still get a lot of. We still, go on dates, and we have lots of other stuff going on.
Right.
But our wives are friends also. So a lot of times they'll hang out while we're playing.
Right. Yep.
But I think also she's more supportive of us if we're going to film, because it's more like we're being productive.
Right.
While we're playing and having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would say overall, yeah. But there are definitely, there are times when we have played. We played one day, I know, for like 10 hours straight.
I could play.
And we could have kept going.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, can we go, eat food? And I was like, yeah, that's probably
what is food? Yeah, I mean, I could go forever. I could just go and go and go and go. But we can't.
Yeah.
It's irresponsible.
Yeah, be irresponsible.
Unfortunately, it's irresponsible. Courtney is supportive of she's definitely way more supportive of the channel than of Unmatched. She likes that I have something that I love so much.
Mm-hmm. And it's better than video games, kind of like we talked about.
It's better than video games.
Because it's mentally stimulating.
Right. It's
social.
Quicker, yeah.
It's quicker.
So, for example, I have, if I go into something, I go in really hard. So League of Legends was a big part of my life for a really long time, and recently, the problem is with League of Legends is if I have 30 minutes to kill, I'm like, I got 30 minutes until I need to do something. I'll go play a game of League, and there's no stopping that. You do it, and you don't feel good afterwards. Even if I won, I'm like, okay, I got to get another game in. Mm-hmm. If I lost, I'm like, man, I got to
redeem myself. Yeah.
And you start from scratch, and you build up this character, and then you're like, then you got to do it again, and you do it again, and so it was geniusly made. It's a great game, and it's super addictive. And I have an addictive personality, so I will play that game forever and ever and ever and ever. And so the one thing that I had to do was, I had to, every once in a while I'll pull the plug. I'll say, Courtney, change my password, don't let me know what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll do that so that I don't get sucked in and just become a zombie and don't do any work.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, too, of a game like that, all video games, really, you're kind of left with nothing.
You're empty. You're empty.
Those kinds of games, especially, so.
Well, so what I did was, I decided, it was a couple months ago, or I'm not sure how long ago, I was like, you know what? Done. I'm done with it. I just gotta cut it. So what I did was I changed my password, and I just smashed the keys, and then I copied that, and I pasted it, and I changed it. So
You can recover your password.
I know there's ways around it, but it was an emotional, you know what?
You can't just delete your account.
I have no idea. I'm not.
You should be able to.
I have not gone. I've not played it since I did that. I'm not going to play it again, and I've been so productive since doing that.
Yeah.
This, how much time we got? This is something that I can do, especially when we're filming, that is productive.
Both relationally.
Relationally.
We have great chats. We talk a lot.
Right.
And it's mentally stimulating.
Mentally.
And
then I'm putting stuff on YouTube.
We're producing stuff for the Unmatched community, which is a great community.
Right.
It's so positive. There's zero toxicity.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, oh, my gosh. League of Legends community.
So toxic.
So toxic.
Dude,
So toxic. I have been banned.
Really?
Twice. Yeah. Because they don't like a certain word that I had no problem saying. I don't cuss, but I was fine calling some people pretty dumb intellectually.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, and I would throw that around there. That was another thing I did, was I had to, because it's like I'm doing my job, right? I'm winning my lane, I'm doing awesome, and then this guy is over here just like inting, like literally running it down mid. Why are you doing that? And he's like, either they don't talk back, they just want you to quit, they want you to rage quit. Those are the people that I have a really hard time with. And but so I got banned twice. I had 2 accounts that got banned. And so I decided, you know what? Let's put some, because when you have an anonymous name with a game, you can say whatever you want. No one will ever know. And so what I did was I made my name my business. Immediately became like level 5 honorable, because if I'm I'm saying stuff and you can look me up and know who I am, man, I've got to be on good behavior. I can't say stuff, and that immediately changed what I was doing. So that might be a tip for anybody who is wondering, how can you play how can you play League? Maybe Unmatched too. Maybe you're
toxic.
Maybe you're toxic.
I don't know. I haven't met you yet, or I haven't seen you in the Discord yet. You're toxic.
And
dude, this is a quick sidebar.
Okay,
Sorry to cut you off, but we should probably move on. But quick sidebar. In college, I did a study for English class.
Okay.
I'm an engineer because I'm a nerd. So me and another engineer friend who were both taking English, we did a study for one of our projects where we analyzed the Reddit pages of League of Legends versus Team Fortress 2, I think was the other one. And we analyzed the number of negative comments versus the number of positive comments compared to the two. And to prove like how a certain community can be more positive or more toxic.
Was it percentage based? Because like there's a lot more people that play on that league than that play.
It was percentage based, and it was just staggering. I don't want to dig up that study, but it was. I don't doubt it. We had fun doing that study because it was just like obviously League is like the most. We found like it was zero problem finding evidence for like.
Yeah, it is the most toxic community in the world. Unmatched, the most positive community
probably
in the world.
Yeah, like other than maybe like surfers. Now people probably even less toxic than surfers.
And what do they talk? Like do they have a Discord?
Probably not.
Surfing.net.
So, I don't know.
Surf the web.
They're just very chill.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, they are chill. You're right.
Yeah.
Rock climbers are a great community. Okay, I mean we're not saying okay, fine. Anyways, fine. We don't need to know the exact
gaming community. Name a more.
Yeah, Unmatched is an incredible community.
Anyway,
so all that to say, Courtney is supportive.
We got so off topic.
Courtney is supportive of the channel for sure.
Yeah.
Caitlin
is also supportive.
She is supportive. All right, next one. That was a good one. If we can get through 6 questions.
Yep. Before we get to hardcore technical Unmatched analysis.
Do we play Unmatched with our wives? This is also from Vlasinski.
Yes. I think I talked about it in the last podcast.
Yeah, you brushed up on it.
But we actually, the way that I got started in Unmatched really was my wedding weekend, but also we ended up buying sets and taking them with us to Costa Rica where we had our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And it was during the rainy season, so we did end up playing a lot of Unmatched. She got super into it as well. She's since backed off because she's a teacher, so she works a lot. So we do still play, fairly regularly. Yeah. But she is also, it is more mentally taxing for her, I think. It's not as much a reprieve for her.
Courtney plays with me. She'll play one game a week max, like just one game max, and it's usually one game a month max. And it's really if I am like wanting it or begging it, like please play with me if I can. Like today's Father's Day. Was today Father's Day?
Yeah. Or yesterday now, because it's 1 a.m.
All right. So yesterday was Father's Day, and
you guys are gonna get some good content.
yeah, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Father's Day, and she played with me. We played. I was whatever. It doesn't matter. We played the new set. I was Winter Soldier. She was Black Panther. And it's so fun playing with her. It's incredible when I get to play with her. But she doesn't play very often.
Yeah.
And
Caitlin and I usually have a really good time too.
Yeah.
She's solid.
I mean, yeah, I think all husbands and wives should play with each other unmatched. It'd make our world better. And then
Let's see where we're at.
Shy Guy says he wants to know fighters that we think are overrated and fighters that we think are underrated.
Ooh, this is a fun topic of conversation.
Overrated fighters, underrated fighters.
Ooh. Okay, let's start with underrated.
So it's got to be somebody that is not like unanimously decided as being good.
Yeah. Underrated fighters need to be fighters. I would say, especially ones that have fallen out of the meta recently. Oh man, underrated fighters. Or maybe mid and high tier. Honestly.
Well, who is somebody?
It can be anybody.
Yeah, who is somebody that?
So one thing
underrated.
that I don't know. This is a weird one to start with. I think. And it's kind of well known, Wukong is a very strong fighter. And he does have some weaknesses, but I would say just based on his matchup spread, he has very few like hard counters. I mean, Daredevil is one, obviously, Winter Soldier's one. But like...
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man also a hard counter.
Massive counter.
But his matchup spread's so good. He could be S tier. Like...
So you think he's underrated?
Slightly, I think. He gets banned a lot.
Yeah. He's picked like 5th.
Yeah.
5th or 6th, right? He's in the top 8 for sure.
He's definitely top 8.
So you think he should be higher? Top 4? Top 3?
No, definitely not. So he probably has a better matchup spread, honestly, than like Winter Soldier, who I think is overrated also.
Okay.
Is he one of the best fighters in the game? Absolutely. Is he like? Can he win any matchup? Absolutely. He can go infinite. But I also think that
he cannot win any matchup.
He cannot win. Daredevil. You don't think he can't win Daredevil?
I mean, it would be the luckiest win of all time, and Daredevil has to not know what they're doing.
Against Winter Soldier.
Oh, you switched. I thought you were talking about Wukong.
No, well, I switched to talking about Winter Soldier, sort of mid thing. Like, he has a...
Winter Soldier as overrated or underrated?
Winter Soldier is overrated slightly. Not a whole lot, but I think
it depends on where. Yeah, I guess it depends on where people are putting him.
So here, his success rate right now is really low, but his ladder spread I think shows that he's got some bad matchups.
Right.
I used him as an example to say that Wukong probably has more good matchups than Winter Soldier overall.
But the games that Winter will win
are so dominant.
It depends. I mean, we haven't played him enough. We got to play him more.
Yeah, he's still very new. Those are bad ones to start with, but I literally can't think of many underrated fighters.
Right. Underrated. I think underrated, Sattler.
I
think Sattler's hugely underrated.
Agree with that.
Because, like, yes, she has counters, but the matchups that she's good into, she's usually very good into them. And we saw she wasn't getting played at all, and then she started getting played, and then she had a pretty good win rate, I think, in the tournament. Moon Knight, I think, is underrated.
Yeah, I would say so.
He's getting more.
He's getting way
plays,
more, especially after Winter Champions.
Right.
He's like he crushed it.
Those two fighters that really stood out to me as not being played a lot, underrated, but you started doing well.
I think Bayo underrated.
I think Bayo is Probably underrated.
He's kind of slept on, especially now that there's so many newer fighters that are kind of more like exciting.
Right.
But
and he got nerfed too.
Yeah, he did.
Because of the Grendel.
Yeah, because of Grendel, which that was such a good. It's still such a good card. Like, he's arguably one of the best fatigue fighters in the game, though.
Yep.
Like,
for sure.
And he can play. He's a very versatile.
He doesn't get picked a lot. He doesn't get played a lot.
Doesn't get not as much. I don't feel like he has that many bad matchups, like terrible ones, you know. And you're an excellent Bayo player, and you started to take him into more.
Thanks. Unless I'm playing against Raptors.
Unless you're playing against Raptors, in which case that's
oh my
so
gosh,
bad.
That was miserable.
That was terrible. We practiced hard for that.
I don't want to talk about it. All right. Every game we played, I lost in the practice.
I think those are some good ones. We'll have to come back to that.
Yeah.
Overrated fighters? I mean...
Overrated. I want to say Electra.
No.
I want to say Electra.
I don't think so.
Because if you kill the ninjas...
But, like, you have to kill all of them.
Right. So
and in that time, she's probably gotten one or more back.
I know.
And she's maneuvered away a bunch.
I want to say her, though.
Yeah. Sherlock, I really want to say, because of what we talked about last week.
Because of the new aggressive fighters coming out, there's a lot of aggression coming out. And I think that they are bringing down the best fighters that we have right now, all the S tiers.
By releasing...
They're bringing them down and to where they are no longer definitely going to win every game. It's like, no, you can take out Sherlock with Houdini. I think Black Panther can do it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe not. Like, there's a lot of fighters that you should be able to take.
I do think Sherlock, a lot of those fighters now are banned more because they're hated,
right,
and less because they are that good.
Yeah.
You know, like Elektra and Sherlock globally banned pretty much because they're so annoying. Whereas, like, there are definitely some bad matchups for Elektra and Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play it well and right, like, there's not much either of them can do about it.
Underrated. Ghost Rider. Every time I play against him, I lose.
Dude, it was so funny. Like, we played Jekyll Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And I crushed his Jekyll. Mm-hmm. And then we reversed it. Mm-hmm. And I won his Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like,
Did you get the schemes early or not? I think that's what it comes down to. Is did you get your schemes?
I don't know, man. He's definitely I would say he's low, but like better than Arthur.
He's solid. He's solid with his.
Oh, Arthur, underrated.
Animal and not Animal and Friends. That's our team name.
Animal's great.
Animal. What's his?
Little Expressionless.
Little Expressionless Animal.
He's great.
He's a great Ghost Rider. And
I mean, he'll sneak up on you. You know, definitely that's his thing. Is he just chips away at you, and before you know it, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm at like 6 health.
Yeah, and you're in lethal range of the other stuff.
Of the thing, yeah.
I think he's underrated because
I would tend to agree.
I don't want to ever play him.
I still think
and
he's very low.
He's like super bottom tier, but it's like, can he beat Medusa? Yes.
He doesn't have a lot of.
Could he beat Elektra? Yes.
Dude, yeah, and some of his cards hard counter some really good defenses, like high boost values.
And anybody with low health, he can beat him.
Yen, I think he does great into Yen. She has no feints and high boost values.
See, that's the thing, right? Like, so his I think his matchups, he is good into the high ranked
Medusa,
fighters.
honestly, solid matchup in a Medusa.
But would I ever pick him? No.
I don't like him. And I think he feels like he doesn't have a lot of weapons, but that's because of the Vroom.
Okay, so we're gonna move on from the questions from the Crockpots.
Yeah.
Those are great, guys. Great job. Thank you.
Arthur also slightly underrated, I think. He's decent. He's playable.
All right, play him.
No.
Have you ever played him?
Yeah, I have. I've won a couple times as him, actually.
In like a competitive?
No.
Okay. So
I'd pick almost every other person
first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides Buffy,
but he's decent. He's decent. He's got all the weapons.
Underdog, Buffy, but also not.
I just don't.
In certain matchups, she's fine.
Not compelling.
But most matchups I've seen, she doesn't do well.
The other thing too is if you're talking about from a competitive standpoint, you're almost never gonna have to play those fighters.
Right, because there's so many fighters
There's
now.
so many now.
Like you would have to ban out the top 40
like
to get down.
I don't know. Like I don't even like we play so much together that if we really tried, maybe we could. But like even then, it's like
If we
the
Arsenal-
odds are astronomical.
Yeah.
That we would ban all of.
It would have to be Arsenal, and it would have to be like a best of
it'd have to be
5.
Best of 5 Arsenal, so we're picking 5
5 fighters at a time. And we'd have to be like intentionally maybe going for counter bans or something. I don't know.
We would intentionally have to think just go for like best fighter at that tier.
And we would have had to have already like, released our tiers. Like so you know my tier rankings
Yeah.
and I know your tier rankings. And so it's like okay, I know exactly where he has these ranked, so I can choose to
Then yeah.
ban. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
moving on. Okay, so this is a big one that we got asked to talk about. Brains and Brawn is on the horizon. We've ordered our sets. They're coming in. How do you feel about it?
Maybe a good way to do it would be by fighter, right?
However you want to do it.
Let's talk about She-Hulk.
Okay.
We kind of talked a little bit about at church this morning.
Yeah.
But we basically think that she's just like a better T-Rex.
I don't think she's a better T-Rex. I think she's a different T-Rex.
Okay.
I think she's a better Squirrel Girl.
That's not hard to.
I think she's
How is she like Squirrel Girl?
the lack of movement.
Oh, she has no movement. No movement ability.
This is like when you're playing against T-Rex and you can't go toe to toe, like you can't beat him with damage. You play in the run away from T-Rex game.
Sure.
I think most of She-Hulk's games are going to come down to run
Can
away
you run away
from She-Hulk.
Sure.
And she's going to be hoping that you attack her.
So not better, in that sense.
Now her fatigue number is higher than T-Rex, so she can last a little longer. If she can get some damage early, which she's going to have to do, she's going to be running in, getting some damage early.
And if
she can switch that to where the person, like the other player, has to move in, I think she can win, and she can do well.
I think the other option too is you literally have to just end every turn next to your opponent, so that you bait them into attacking you at least once.
I think if you play that way, I think you're getting killed because
potentially.
Well, okay,
your health
maybe,
is huge.
Maybe.
And you have those terrifying roars, basically. I don't know what they're called. And you have a lot of like draw a bunch of cards off of defense.
You might have to do that. Yeah.
So you can maneuver, boost in, attack, and next to the person if they're running away. And then if you terrifying roar them, that's when you draw a bunch of cards. Ability. And then smack them for big if you can.
Bait it.
You got some good healing.
Yeah.
And a little bit of recursion, which you then recur healing. And then you can have like 30 health probably, or close to that.
It's
28?
No, her healing's not for 4, it's for 2.
I know she has 2 heal for 2, but you can recur
2 cards.
Oh,
recur them. You're drawing 2 cards though, so it's not.
Oh, it's really not.
She can't go fatigue with that.
No, she can't.
But she does have the recursion potentially.
She could recur the 3.
It's a 4 damage.
Yeah, she could get more auto damage too than that.
I think she's interesting. I think she's got really good card art.
I think she's really good, super fun.
The mini looks awesome,
especially into aggressive fighters as well. She's going to be super fun.
I mean, she's got a 9. How many fighters do we have that have 9s?
Actually,
if you want to
can throw 9.
Yeah, if you want to count
Black Panther, Houdini.
1 card.
Alice.
1 card 9s.
Oh, 1 card 9, 0.
Well, there is one fighter that can get a 9, but it's very situational. It's what's his name? Winter Soldier. His 1 range thing, he could attack really long range.
Oh, really? Is there a map that you can do it on?
Uh-huh.
Which one?
There's 2.
Okay. Sherwood.
Nope.
Yukon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yukon and
Solomon's Mine.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So he
he
can get over 9 on those maps. Or 9 or more.
He can get 9 or more.
Yeah. on those maps.
Wow.
It's very rare, and it's very situational. But it's pretty cool.
Can't be canceled.
Can't be canceled.
Dude. I mean, that's the opposite of how you should play Winter Soldier. Take him to... Yukon might be his best map then, just for that reason.
So anyways, moving on.
Sorry.
I didn't want to tell you that. I was going to keep that as a secret
anyways.
and just whip it out one day, and you'd be like,
So I agree.
your brain explodes.
I agree then. Not a better T-Rex.
Okay.
On par or slightly below then. Because of the whole... I forgot we talked about the running away thing.
Yeah.
B tier probably. B or A. Low A.
I think she has to pick map. She's
Yep.
one of the fighters that has to get map. I would want position with her as well.
For sure.
And
Probably not Arsenal, I would say. Probably Banquest.
right, Banquest, she'll do better.
Yep.
I think she'll be fun to play. Mm-hmm. Way more fun than Squirrel Girl.
Dude. Get rid.
Squirrel Girl has a 9.
Oh yeah, she does. It's a 1-card 9, but then...
Does it ever happen? No.
But then you get Drac, you get preyed upon for 10 healing.
Yeah.
Drac takes the 9 to the face and then heals for 10.
He's like, I don't care. Yeah, so...
We had that happen once.
That was
and it
awesome.
hilarious.
That was really cool.
It was so annoying because I think I was Squirrel Girl.
I was definitely not Squirrel Girl, so yeah.
I think it was when it just came out. Which, anyways, Spider-Man. Controversial.
Controversial,
Does he ruin the game?
arguably.
No. He's like training wheels, okay?
Exactly. He's training wheels.
Now, it's interesting against like, I don't know, Yenenga, who all her values are 3. Or a lot of people who like, they have multiple 3-value cards or multiple whatever, same value cards.
Right, so, and that's the thing, I think every fighter has counters. Like, they have counters that people are good against them, and then they counter certain people.
Sure.
Spider-Man's the same way. He's going to counter certain fighters, Wukong being the main culprit.
I still think he loses though.
Isn't that the question?
still think
That's
he
the question, right?
loses.
Does he have the damage to deal?
Well, can you get to Wukong? And that's the thing is, I don't think he's broken. I don't think he ruins the game. It's an interesting ability.
Yeah.
He's an honest fighter, like we talked about. He's honest. He hits decently hard. He has some 6s. He's got some 5s.
3 6s, right? Yeah.
He's got some card draw. He's got some healing. He's got some movement. I like that he's moved 3.
Incredible card art.
Great.
Love the card
yeah.
art. So good. This whole set is beautiful.
I think Spider-Man's going to be fun.
Every card art looks
I think he's going to be really fun, and it's going to add a layer of like, I mean, mind games though, because your opponent then...
Mind games if you have the cards to do mind games.
Yes.
If all your cards are unique values.
Wukong's mind
There's
games
no
go
mind
out the
games.
window, but I still think Wukong could probably value game Spider-Man.
Winter Soldier, I think, has no mind games.
Yeah, you don't need it, but like
2s and 3s are the only numbers that are duplicated, I think.
Feint and Reprogram, and then you have Born in the Barracks. But that's versatile, I guess, and then
And the Wily.
and the Wily fighting.
Everything else is 6. It's a 6. 1.
Or
it's a
2
1.
is also Metal Arm
Right. Okay, so 2 would be the best
attack
game.
for sure.
So I think it's a fun. I think it's not going to ruin the game.
No, it won't. He will be the best training fighter.
He'll be the best fighter to get people to understand the game. But also, like, would you want them to think that's how the game works? Because that's like the draw of the
that's
game.
true. Yeah.
That's the draw of the game.
It's like figuring it out.
Is I'm playing a card, you don't know what I'm playing, and there's a mind game. Like, the mind games are what Unmatched is what make them.
Yes,
what makes
the
Unmatched
combat
Unmatched.
is what makes it so good. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Certain players are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Just like certain players love Daredevil. Certain players probably love Ghost Rider.
But I think the fact that he exists, though, will... I don't know. I don't know how much it'll affect the meta because, once again, I don't think he's actually that strong.
He's not that strong.
But his knowledge of what you're going to do, I think, can make up for it.
It'll be cool. Okay, you're attacking me
gonna
with the regroup. I know it's a regroup. Do I take it?
Ooh.
Do I not? You know, like those little interactions.
Dude, take it every time. Well, no. Maybe not every time.
Right?
But like,
that's the thing is do you take it, do you not? I think there'll be fun interactions with Spider-Man.
No, 100%.
All right, Doctor Strange.
He's going to be so much fun.
I think
He's going to be super fun. I don't know how competitively viable he's going to be.
He's going to have I think he's going to have the highest ceiling
Yeah.
and the highest skill like requirement. It's gonna
Of the 3 or in the
of
game?
the 3. You're gonna have to play him very strategically,
Yep.
very intentionally.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to think about the future.
Dude.
Every time you take that damage to put a card back in, you gotta be thinking about it. Like
Yeah, so many little decisions.
Yeah, when you put the cards on
Yeah.
top of your deck, when are you doing that? I think it's gonna be really fun. I know I will really love playing him.
He'll be super fun.
I disagree. Someone was saying like Wong is useless. I think Wong's gonna be super powerful, especially to solo fighters. Of course, using that body block.
Sure.
I'm excited to play him.
Yeah, me too.
Very excited.
I don't remember his as well because a lot of his cards are just so
New.
Yeah, so many new effects, which I love. Yeah. And I will. Last thing about Brains and Brawn before we wrap up, I think it's awesome that they're releasing a bunch of just like solid fighters that are not super strong or kind of one way or the other.
Yeah, as soon as Squirrel Girl came out, I was like, she's not gonna do well.
Yeah, and
I was never a believer.
Cloak and Dagger, I love. They're not as strong as.
I know,
but they're so much fun.
Right, I thought they'd be so much stronger than they are. Miss Marvel is great. I love her, but if you can position well.
If you can position, we had this problem today. If you position well and she doesn't get mapped, then she's nullified.
Yep.
Cloak and Dagger can do really well. Like Cloak and Dagger T-Rex is a really fun matchup.
Cloak and Dagger to me is like, they have the matchups, right? So if you're playing against Bullseye, Robin Hood, fighters with only a 3 defense, I think you're going to do really well.
And you can chain.
Or better. You'll do better. You're still going to have a tough time.
Bullseye will be tough.
8 health is so low.
Yeah. You get comboed by Bullseye.
But they're so fun.
They are really fun.
They're so fun.
And high skill ceiling, I think, honestly, like positioning and where you put each of them, who you attack with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely high skill ceiling fighter.
Okay, Brains and Brawn map. Do you remember the map?
Wasn't it
Sanctum Sanctorum?
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yes. I love the map. It's gonna be another range map, so there's no hard cutoffs.
Which I like.
And it has a very cool item in the play a scheme from your deck for free.
Yeah.
That map is gonna. I have a whole list of who's gonna do well with which maps and stuff.
Yeah.
And there are, I think I've got like 10 fighters that it becomes their best map. Because.
Yeah.
Because.
Or one of them for sure.
Like fighters that need.
Their schemes.
Dude. Can't find them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Genie.
Right.
I don't know if it's his best,
but it's huge.
Gonna be really good.
And
Wukong.
What's cool is do you choose Sanctum Sanctorum or do you choose Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah. Do you get an extra?
Do you want it twice?
Or do you find it?
Or do you need to find it earlier?
I don't know. I think finding it sooner is better. If I had to pick.
It depends on what your fighter is, but yeah.
I guess, but yeah, that's true. And Hell's Kitchen.
Also, are you ranged? Are you melee? There's
not as good for range.
There's so many good.
Dude, yeah, that's it's gonna be so interesting. I'm definitely gonna like that, just knowing that I can get a wish. Mm-hmm. Like even if I already have one too, like immediately, like if you mulligan for a wish, chances are you get one.
Right.
And then you get another one. And then
you get another one.
You are having 2 wishes is so powerful.
Right.
As a Genie.
Right. You know what you do, maybe? You camp it as a Genie. You camp it. You wait till you get 2 wishes, and then you use it.
Then they know you have... Well, you don't know. They don't know that you have 3.
You go boom, 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 boom.
Then you do the combo. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't remember how big it is. It doesn't seem that big. It's like medium-sized. Similar to like Helicarrier. Yeah, we're 25 minutes. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great map. I think it's going to be... I've definitely come around, I think, on item maps. They're still kind of like...
I love item maps, man. They're my favorite, for sure.
Yeah.
Because again, it rewards positioning. It rewards planning.
Sure.
And so I love it.
I guess that's why I like Hanging Gardens too.
Right, rewards positioning. Rewards planning.
But it's easier to play around. Mm-hmm. But it's fun.
I want to... So, that was Brains and Brawn. We might get back to them because we had a lot of questions about Brains and Brawn.
So many.
But let's talk about, because we never did, let's talk about King of Country, because people are very curious about the sets. And it's already out. We've been playing with it.
Yeah, playing with it quite a bit.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on King of Country?
So, especially when they first came out, I think we were like, oh, they just released an entire set
Of OP broken characters.
broken characters. I mean,
Yeah, that was shocking.
yeah. But I think if anything, the latter season especially, but also just our own playtesting outside of ladder fighters, shows that they are not broken. They are all, I would say, very strong. They're all definitely on the stronger side, especially Winter Soldier. And hate to see Black Panther taking so many L's lately, but like he's, in our experience, he's difficult to play because a lot of times it's what you have to do as Black Panther is counterintuitive as like a experienced Unmatched player.
Right.
Where you have to
boost and you have to
play with abandon a little bit,
Right.
you know, where you're just kind of like
the T-Rex. He's like the T-Rex, and like you have a clock as soon as the game starts. You're on a clock because you will not get to the end. You're not going to fatigue other fighters.
Nope. Or if you try to, you'll lose because you just don't have the values.
Right. And can you keep Shuri alive?
Dude, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, tonight I one-shotted Shuri.
You have to protect Shuri, I think, is like you don't 100% need her, but like if you want to have a good match.
Yeah, her
really
scheme
need to
is
protect
so
her.
crucial.
It's so powerful.
You have to get one off to have
At
a
least-
chance, I think.
Yeah.
And if you get two, I've never seen her get two.
I have.
You have seen her get two?
I mean, I've gotten two. Against like Winter Soldier, because Winter Soldier in general is more like laid back, which I actually love. We talked about it thematically.
Okay.
I'm like, that's what he does. Is he's like a seeker of peace. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Mm-hmm. You know?
It's the
runs
mind
away.
control that makes him attack.
Yes, exactly. It's when he attacks, he's doing what he's not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
He's powerful.
Yeah.
But like, he's at his best when he's running away.
Yeah.
But
I love Winter Soldier. So I've been
I do too.
spamming him in the ladder.
he's fun, man. Like,
And
he's annoying as crap to play against, but like really fun to play as.
I like him a lot more than Daredevil
Same.
because for me it's not like you can't just go, oh, I'm gonna win infinite. I've won the game. You have to like think it through, and it's puzzly because you're taking a lot of damage usually. Damage, and you're not giving any damage.
Because you, as a Winter Soldier, you have to attack with reprogram. I would say like 90% of the time you should be attacking as it. So it's like you're throwing away these massive attacks so often. And every time, like, you're so tempted to throw a 6 because
Right.
I got these in surplus, I'll throw one. But every time you attack, it hurts you because
They're
now
getting
you're open to.
and they just
smacked.
got more cards.
They just drew cards probably.
Or they surrounded you because of the there's-
movement effect.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's. I don't think he's absolutely busted, but he's very strong
He's the best fatigue fighter
in the game.
in the game, except
He's very vulnerable to extreme
very
aggression.
vulnerable to aggression.
But once again, if you play it right, which, like, if you hold your scheme, your draw 5, and then your that 5 value versatile saves your butt
Yeah, I always-
so often, and it's so annoying because I'm like, I finally got him
Right.
down, and then nope, he draws 5 cards, or he plays that. He
Is it
plays that
Spider-Man?
5.
I think Spider-Man has the card that says you can't draw cards this turn.
Oh man, that's interesting.
So that would be fun, going into Winter Soldier. Yeah, because it's not canceling anything. Is that canceling? Does that count as a cancel?
That says your card effects can't be canceled, so I would say it's not a cancel. It's canceling your.
If I say you can't draw any cards the rest of this turn, and then you play a card that says you can draw cards.
Does Winter Soldier have any of those? Oh yeah, that 5.
Yeah, the 5 says draw 2 cards.
You can't draw any cards this turn.
All right, in the comments, let us know what you think.
I would say Winter Soldier is the exception because his special ability is that it can't be canceled. I'd say special ability trumps card effect.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
But
all right, let us know. Let us know.
Also, Restoration Games, let us know.
I'm not a big fan of Helicarrier. I thought I was going to be a huge fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it.
It's meh.
It's meh.
It's a good map.
I mean, I want to play it more.
It sucks for Winter Soldier, though.
It sucks for Winter Soldier. Yeah. Interestingly.
Yeah.
I don't know who it's good for. I think it's the thing. I love the scheme. I love the 2 damage scheme. I love the items.
Like the jetpack.
I like the jetpack. Like, there's some cool items on there for sure.
The layout of the map is very...
I don't know who it's good for.
That's kind of good.
Right? It's one of the more balanced ones, I guess.
Item map Sunnydale.
Right, it's a damage... Oh, it's item map Sunnydale.
Sunnydale is like pretty even.
Just very balanced.
Except for Bullseye.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah.
But, and then Black Widow. What are your thoughts on Black Widow?
Oh, okay.
We didn't even talk about her.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Black Widow. Definitely.
Every time I think of Black Widow, I just think of mitosis.
It's weird, man. Like, there are some times when I feel like she's really strong. But, like, most games that I play either as or against her,
she's just
she's she's very squishy. That's just her big thing.
Squishy.
Is she's vulnerable to hard-hitting fighters.
Yep.
And she's got some very tricky stuff. She's got to be in combat. I think you have to be aggressive as Black Widow.
Right. I think you have to be very aggressive as Black Widow.
Not like hyper. Not like maybe not quite as aggressive as like Black Panther.
The best
Genie.
best Black Widow I played against was mitosis, and he attacked as every turn.
You should probably.
And I think.
But she doesn't have that many attacks. But you attack with.
It's tough. You attack with versatiles. Yeah.
And
against Winter Soldier, at least trying to stop the infinite.
And the schemes too. That I just feel like you're so reliant on your schemes.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how your scheme gets you another scheme. So it's like you always can get something.
As far as fun goes, super fun.
Oh man, the problems that you have to solve are really fun.
I love the missions. I love like being like, okay, I have to get to there.
Playing around the missions too is fun, but also makes her vulnerable to like, okay, I know that she's going to try to recur this mission in this matchup, so let's just make it impossible for her to get that requirement.
Yenenga, you were Yenenga, I was Black Widow. I won, I think I had 1 health left at the end of the game.
It was really close.
And it was super close, and it was a super fun game. Mm-hmm. Games like that, awesome.
I think she was, awesome. I mean, I think she's really just meant to counter, like, probably Elektra. Probably.
Right, people that
Elektra,
you can just, I mean, you can just nuke,
bomb.
You can nuke them immediately.
Yeah. And then maybe try to hurt, dude, I would actually really be interested to see Sherlock because he can't confirm them because they're schemes. He can't eliminate.
Yep.
Which is big bad. But I think because she can do damage from far across the map, she can be aggressive also.
Right.
And auto damage, so he can't defend it really.
What tier? S, A, B?
For Black Widow?
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to say A. I would say probably high B tier because, once again, she has some great matchups into Medusa.
Yeah, she's too ranged.
Into probably not Wukong.
I'd put her B. Maybe high B.
I think she's good. We just have to figure out.
Right. I want to know her good matchups. I think that she's one of those fighters where she's like she can win every game, but
as with
she's never gonna landslide a win.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she's gonna have to earn every win she gets.
I've never seen her just dominate.
Right.
You know, like she can't really.
But I mean, fighters like that, that's like Yenenga. That's like, you know, a lot of times those fighters they're well balanced and they can get things done.
And I would say too, another weakness of hers. Before we move on, another weakness of hers is she's so reliant on her sidekick. If you're able to just swarm Maria Hill, Black Widow instantly becomes like nullified pretty much.
Yep.
You can't really.
Yeah, because she's got the swaps. And then
the swaps
Maria Hill has the key cards to get the
and the
schemes
recursion
back
of the
in.
schemes, which you need. Like you can't finish a game really without the schemes. So, but she's got some really fun, tricksy cards. I think she's super fun to play.
Yep.
So,
Agreed. Cool. All right, we have 15 minutes left.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna talk about. You have some statistics for us.
Yeah. So
We crunched. He crunched the numbers. We were talking about how replayable.
which is how we're able to play for 10 hours straight.
Yeah.
Not get bored.
How replayable Unmatched is.
Yeah.
And so you sent me some of the numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through right now. So basically, the factors that we're taking into account. So you have 43 different fighters right now, if we're counting Brains and Brawn.
Okay, including Brains and Brawn. Okay.
I believe that's correct.
I thought it was. Oh no, you're probably right because it's the extra 4 to get 47 are from
Tales to Amaze,
Yeah.
which they're releasing very soon also.
I think that's right. I think 43 is right.
And I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think we have 20 maps currently
Okay.
total.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Yep. And we're not including item layout on item maps because that's another layer of thing, but not really. And then we're with 2 different players, with each person playing
1 and 2 and swapping each time.
yes. So basically, starting position is what we're taking into account there,
Yeah.
and also playing the other fighter.
Yeah.
So because you can't, there's no mirror matchups in Unmatched, so you'd have to play one of the other fighters, right? But order doesn't matter. So that's when we're talking in combinatorics.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an engineer, but I'm not a mathematician.
Okay.
But combinatorics is basically like how many combinations or permutations. Permutations is where
Yeah.
order doesn't matter.
Okay.
Or order matters. So if you're counting the order of something, order does matter. So it means it adds a layer of complexity. So if you are, and you're ignoring deck order as well. So each character
because
has 30 cards.
As soon as you add in the deck order variations,
It just
goes
through the roof.
Yeah. Just start adding zeros.
We'll talk about those numbers here in a second. But the number is currently 72,240 different possible matches that you can have.
Just with those 43 fighters doing
43.
the different maps and doing
Different starting
boom,
positions.
boom.
Every single map, each playing each fighter once.
The number again was 72,000?
72,240, so roughly 72,000 if we want to say that. That's what I got
Which is crazy.
in terms of permutations.
Okay, and so I asked him to run it. Okay, let's just say, because I want to see, let's look at deck order too. Like, let's do deck order with just one fighter versus one fighter on one map, but doing the swap.
Okay, I didn't do that.
Oh, did you not do that?
I can. I mean, that's pretty.
You did. You gave me the number
no.
here.
You're right. I did.
Here's your answer. You said this. With starting position, it's approximately 20 quintillion.
That's for all, yeah.
Oh, that was for all the fighters?
That's okay. So if you do all fighters, including deck order.
Oh, okay.
If we're averaging Daredevil and Elektra, saying because they have not 30 card decks, that would just be too annoying. You're about 20 quintillions of quintillions. So that is 20 with, oh my gosh, 36 zeros after it. So let me give you a frame of reference. That is more atoms than are probably in this. That's probably, okay, this may be slightly off. I know there's like in a human person,
Okay.
there are fewer atoms, significantly fewer atoms.
Wow.
There's like I think 1 to the 27th atoms, or 10 to the 27th atoms in a person, which is a lot. That's quadrillions of quintillions.
Wow.
But this is it's an astronomical number. You would never ever be
You'll never play.
never play the same matchup twice.
Yeah.
Which is why replayability
is massive.
So if we did just 1v1 though, we played the same fighters
Yes.
over and over again,
Yes.
just deck order.
Yes.
It's still an insane number.
Right.
It's still, I think it's.
Yeah. Did you have it on you or no?
Let me see. I definitely texted it to
And how much
you.
time are we gonna have left on the timer?
We are chilling at 9 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh jeez. Yeah, okay, so if you just take into account deck order, 2 fighters with a single map and a single starting position.
With the swap. Yeah.
So, and including deck order, it's 2,000 quadrillion.
That's crazy.
Which is still insane. It's still an insane
And that's
number.
just 2 fighters.
That's just 2 fighters.
Wow.
Factoring in deck order.
So there you go.
So you never play the same.
There you have it.
Impossible.
Every fighter that you buy, every set that you buy,
think about how much the number goes up.
adds on exponentially the replayability.
You can say with mathematical certainty that it adds quadrillions of possibilities.
I love it. I love it. Okay, next question. This is a format question.
Okay.
Because we like talking about formats here.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about TTS or in person.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Which means?
Why not both? I mean, pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
I would say, and
Right.
we agree on this after talking. We've talked about this before. In person, if you can, for sure. If you're with the other person, play in person.
Yep.
And if you're not with the other person, play in TTS.
Right.
Now, there are some times when TTS is so convenient. There have been times when my wife and I are in the same room and we don't feel like making a mess at all, like taking out, because depending on your unmatched storage solution,
Right.
it may or may not be
You
a
may
huge
have
pain in the
you
butt.
may have 15 boxes.
Yeah.
You have to like go out and be like,
Get out. I get out this fighter, their stack, this
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
So it's, and if you're playing multiple matches too, it's a lot. So there may be, I remember quite a few times when my wife and I, we would just play on the laptop because it's so much faster and more convenient, and it helps you keep track of deck order. Now, I do think for tournament play, in-person tournaments would be super interesting, but I think you eliminate a lot of human error with the TTS or Vorpal play.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you do
I
it
accidentally
more.
knocked over a card. Oh no.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Right.
Now this tournament match, the final tournament match, has an asterisk because
Right.
you know that I have a feint.
What I love about in-person play that you don't get with TTS is the subtleties in the body language.
How you say I'm going to attack
Yeah.
or
Right.
whatever.
That can come across in TTS, but the visual added with the sound,
The confidence with which you play a card.
Right, how fast that comes out of your hand.
And I can name on more than one occasion when we've both done it to each other, where we've
Intentionally.
tricked each other,
Right.
and you've taken a Noxswarm to the face.
Yeah.
Because you thought I was bing bonging you.
Right. Yeah, or you think that, oh, you're going to get an extra action here because of how you said that. Like, you're not done. You're like,
I'll attack you first action.
Right. Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, and I think that's really fun. That's super fun. In person,
It's healthy.
it's also there's I don't know what your guys' situation is, right? So if you have all your sets painted, like I have most of my sets painted, man, I love playing with the painted sets, and I love having my unmatched storage solution. Like it works really well with getting out new fighters and pulling out stuff, and man, I got a fun board game table with cool lights. Like, oh, this is really cool, and oh, it feels good. And in person is the way to go for me. TTS is the way to go when I can't do in person.
Exactly.
And TTS for me significantly trumps Vorpal board. I know there's a lot of Vorpal board people out there. I
kinda
love
sluggish.
how clean Vorpal board is.
It's just sluggish.
What I don't like about Vorpal, one, it glitches all the time. The biggest thing is there's no shuffle sound. There's no shuffle visuals.
I like the movement.
And you can't see it. So it's like,
something.
oh, I put my card. It's like, okay, let me add my card to the bottom of my deck.
That's annoying.
But guess what? I could have easily clicked return to deck, or like top a deck, or like I don't know what you're doing. I just have to trust that you did it. Oh, you shuffled your deck. Let me just trust that you did it. Why? Like, just add a a thing. And it's been over a year. They haven't added any updates to it as far as I know. I don't know. I would love if Vorpal Board had updates and improved that, because TTS takes it for me, because you can just go R and then it's shh,
and it looks,
and you see
can see it.
I see what just happened.
And the other thing too is TTS can be used for not just Unmatched.
Right.
It is cheaper, significantly
cheaper than Vorpal.
Yeah, and it does feel more like you're playing a board game in TTS.
Right. It's
and
a physics
also,
simulator.
the other thing is importing your own sets. I guess you can do that with Vorpal too, as a different JSON, I suppose. But like importing your own sets when you have a little minifig that you imported from another RPG game that you downloaded and found a little
really cool.
model or whatever. It's cool. But I think for me the biggest thing was money. And speed. I think TTS is way faster.
Okay.
And less, like, Vorpal for me is always like, I'm just dragging. I feel like it's not very intuitive. The whole, like, you just have to zoom out further.
Now, the video capability for, timer. The video capability for streamers, I see why they want it. You know, it makes sense. It is cleaner. You can stream easier, all that stuff. I agree. I love having, playing the game and having somebody host it. But the cons for me,
you can do that at TTS too.
Outweigh TTS.
It's not as easy, but you can do it.
Yeah, the cons outweigh.
I think the other thing too is it's harder to cheat on Vorpal than it is.
Now again, we have the best community of all time, and so cheating shouldn't be a thing.
Cheating's lame.
But cheating is so easy, and like I've seen people that will cheat in a game of rock paper scissors, for no prize. So I hope that's not happening. I hope that's not in our community, but we can't stop everything. So 2.5 minutes. Let's do a speed round here.
Speed round.
Oh, that's
we have so much. We had so much more we wanted to.
It's a long conversation.
We could do two.
We could do a second one. I'm gonna fall asleep, but we could do a second one.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? In the last 2 minutes, we're gonna go back to Brains and Brawn.
Okay.
Okay. So speed round. How ability to. So who are you most excited for? Brains and Brawn.
Spider-Man, because
you're most excited for Spider-Man.
Well, yes, I think so, because he's going to be so interesting. I'm going to be, especially because we play in person. Declaring what you're attacking with is going to add that another layer of like human factor. But I think I just am a huge Spider-Man fan. I was always a big Spider-Man fan when I was a kid. So getting to play as Spider-Man, I'll make him work. No matter how.
Right.
He's probably not going to be the strongest.
Yeah.
I think he'll be the medium.
I think it was Baked that touched on this. It might have been Zero, but it was interesting to think about. Like, it's going to be the most popular fighter.
Sure.
Everybody in the world wants to play as Spider-Man.
Yep.
And so why not make that fighter the one
that's like the most medium?
That is so good for entry level with the Spidey sense.
Yeah.
And it just makes so much sense.
It's like a safety net.
If you ask anybody, hey, what should the ability be for Spider-Man? They're like, Spidey sense. Okay, what should that do? I guess I should know what you're gonna do before you do it. Yeah. Like it just had to be that way.
Well,
it had to be that way.
I'm glad too it's not like the opposite of Robin Hood, where it's like after you attack, move the opposing fighter 2 spaces with like your webs or something.
Right.
Like that would be that would be super annoying. After every single attack, you move the other person. That's the only thing I could think of. But I think Spidey sense is great.
I had a hot fix for Spidey. Oh, what was it? 30 seconds left. I had a quick hot fix for him. Oh, once per combat, you can do the ability. That's one thing. The other thing is, you have like 5.
Once per combat.
Once per turn.
Yeah.
Another way is like you could have had like 5 Spidey sense tokens on your board, and you can use them whenever you want to know what the person is playing.
If you're not sure, it'd be like your safety.
Maybe the exact card that they're playing. Like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So they just go like, okay, I want to know what you're playing, so I play the thing. And see ya.
Now hear this. This is your captain speaking.
What a turnout!
What happened here was a miracle.
The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have now seen the impossible. I did you.
My friend.
I thank you for your support.
Couldn't be more proud of you.
Get a heart and soul of this team.
You and I are a team, not the movement is more important than our friendship.
We need you, man.
I have you to thank. Couldn't have done it without you.
This is for you, buddy.
So without further eloquence,
Thank you.